In today's issue, another Hellspawn learns the lesson that has come up so often in the Spawn universe: war is hell. But I am learning that for me, the inverse is also true. Hell is war. I have been preoccupied since my training session today with that permeating question that's always looming, never giving me a moment's peace. What is this place transforming me into? I've worried for months that being here has become too easy, that I've practically learned to like it, as Captain Cog once chastised me for. And now I find I actually look forward to my sessions with my condescending and overbearing trainer. I'm becoming more and more curious about what my showdown with the emissary with Coke will be like. I am starting to believe I might actually stand a chance at winning. And that's all good, isn't it? I mean, isn't that the plan? Play the good soldier, bide my time, do my tour of duty, and complete all my reviews in the interim so I can go home? But have I become like Thomas, the war spawn, conditioned to eat, breathe, and sleep battle by an oppressive overlord, all with the very best of intentions, only to completely lose sight of those things I have sacrificed so much in the name of? I can barely form my wife and son's faces in my mind now. I don't remember what my own true voice sounds like. Half of the characters on this surreal stage I'm playing on look just like me, while I have become something hideous and unrecognizable. And in my unwavering drive to let nothing stand in the way of my personal mission to write every entry, all else be damned, I have fully embraced what I have become. I have even accepted my new identity, Captain Spawn, because I believe throwing myself into this grotesque role was my only chance of success. This place may be playing me like Mammon, I just another spawn-faced fiddle, intending my determined march toward Day 365, all the while allowing me to think the whole infernal thing was my idea. And in the end, all I will have won is a one-way ticket to the loony bin. And even if I am right, and this is the way home, I will have purchased it at what terrible cost? Have I found the balance between Captain Logan and Captain Spawn? Or is Captain Logan really dead? Spawn 179 is a beautifully drawn and compellingly written origin of yet another Hellspawn, and he is perhaps the most sympathetic and tragic of them all. It's a familiar forbidden romance tale about a man who falls in love with a black servant at the turn of the century, but can't bring himself to commit to marrying her or raising their baby with her because of his well-to-do family's expectations. Thomas chooses to live the safe and socially expected life, marrying a woman of his own race and class and having other children, all the while longing for the woman he really loves and the child he's never met. 18 years later, Thomas finds an opportunity to see them and poses as a family friend, so his son won't know that his father is alive and standing before him. They enlist in the war together in a British PAL regiment, which allows friends and family to fight in the same unit. I didn't realize such a thing existed, and the reality of war really set in for me when I read this line. Means whole communities will see their young men wiped out at a stroke. Historical interest in the Nazi regime in World War II have so overshadowed the Great War that I appreciated the reminder of how brutal and bloody that war was. Hein provides a lot of details and figures, but they're always relevant to the situation and never read like a textbook or Wikipedia entry. I am so used to these period pieces reading as generic or unresearched that I'm floored by the authenticity and attention to detail in this and the gunslinger Spawn story. Hein is really showing his writing chops whenever he gets away from the muddled, ongoing present-day story, even if he has to tie it into that muddled story somehow to do it. At the end, Thomas's son is mortally wounded, and, as I might have expected, Mammon delivers the sadistic choice: save his son or save himself. He switches places with his firstborn and becomes a Hellspawn, doomed to know nothing but war until the final battle between heaven and hell, which has now happened already, so I wonder what he's doing now. I wonder that about all those extra Hellspawn. What happened to them? Why aren't they all still wandering the earth? And why are they all handled so differently from Al? The non-linear hook at the start is War Spawn, because that's the kind of creative title you get when you're named after an action figure, training against a bunch of undead corpses. Every other Spawn was sent to Earth except this guy. I guess for him, hell is war too. That wouldn't be just to explain away why Al's never run into him, would it? Oh, and we never got a sensible explanation as to how we have all these spawns with the 400-year rule. Like everything, Hein's just pretending that was never in Hell's bylaws. In the Gunslinger arc, Mammon says in every generation there can be only one Hellspawn. So now Al is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Well, that had to have been changed at some point, otherwise Covenant wouldn't have been the only Dark Ages spawn for 400 years, and Bolgi wouldn't have needed a loophole to draft that psychopath in the gestation bubble. Hein pulls the curtain back a tick further this time, and we see Bolgi and Mammon were indeed working in harmony, and Mammon was in charge of finding suitable spawn hosts to negotiate with at their most vulnerable. I kind of like that Mammon is using his position for his own agenda without Bolgi's knowledge, because he somehow knows who must be born and marry whom to get Al Simmons. But I still don't know why he didn't appear to make sure that Al took the deal to become Spawn. I still wish I had any idea whatsoever how he knows any of this, and I'm also sick of Al being the greatest of all Hellspawn just because Destiny and Todd McFarlane say he is, when I wouldn't hire him to mow my lawn. The big reveal at the end is Thomas's son is Wanda Blake's father. Did we have to ruin this tragic romantic story about how humanity isn't becoming enlightened or socially progressive fast enough with more convoluted nonsense? Seriously, there is so much implausible, muddled plotting in this book that if I wanted to torture myself in real life and review it all, I would need a whole new channel. I'd call it Convolution. But overall, this one really got me. Thomas sacrifices himself to Hell for the best of reasons, and the sacrifice he's willing to make, unlike Al's purely selfish motivation, is moving and sad. I am committed to my mission and will not waver now, but I can't deny that this story rattled me, and I only hope I'm not headed down the very same corpse-laden road. Signed, Captain Spawn.